Hi moms, my name is Lisa Bracken and I help families find educational solutions for their kids. I've been working in private practice for many years, and one of the things that I've done quite often is help families set up homeschool programs for their children. And come to find out, there are a lot of moms right now who seem to have a lot of questions in regards to how to establish a homeschool routine, to set things up. I know that many of you, your kids are having homework sent to them from their school, but I know that many of these teachers they haven't ever done distance learning before. And so really this is their first time to do that, just as it is your first time to, many of you, not all of you, homeschool. And so I just kind of wanted to make some recommendations regarding setting up a schedule for your children during the homeschool time. And we can kind of discuss a little bit then what you can do activity-wise later. But I do want to say, just to start off, whenever you homeschool, you don't schedule your whole day. I know that might be stressing a few of you guys, but really whenever kids homeschool, they usually homeschool for about 2 hours a day, more or less, and that is sufficient for all their academic work. And so the best thing to do, though, is to make sure that time is as productive as possible. So I wanted to show you a few things that I do during my sessions that really helps kind of keep kids on task that you might be able to do as well. So I would have these checks. But whenever you have a kid that's working through some activities for school, you can have them, this one's not going to work for me. I had it here. Anyway, you check mark each of these boxes after each activity. And then, thank you. You check mark each of these boxes after they do an activity. And then right here, this is break time. Okay? And then you can check mark these as well. This is really good for kids, and whenever it's completed here, you can put a smiley face. This is really good for kids who aren't yet readers, who are your little kindergartners, who don't have a lot of activities, but also have a really short attention span. Each of these tasks usually is around, 5 minutes each. But as you kind of move on, you can have a chart like this. Fairly easy to make. So you have a grid right here, and then you can make this on Microsoft Word. I also have one that's kind of a template that I put on Teachers Pay Teachers. You can email me or get on to, Hyperlexia by the Book, which is my Teachers Pay Teachers account, and get this. It's my free download on Teachers Pay Teachers. But anyway, for this one, which you can basically adjust to make, I have the activities written here, so really good for those early readers. And then what you do is you either put a sticker or a check mark down here, and then you even have a space here for session notes, so that way you can kind of keep track of what activities have already been done. Here, of course, break time. Okay. So getting back to this one, I have down here, if you can see, a little section called Free Choice Activity. So this is really kind of a break time at the very end, in which you have a kid who gets to choose whatever activity they really want to do. And I encourage moms who use this, or parents who use this, to let kids pick the order of the activity. So you write down what they're supposed to do, and then they pick the order in which they do it. This is really great for your 8, 9, maybe 10-year-olds who really kind of prefer to have a little bit of control and independence, but still need to know what they need to complete. And right now we have a lot of kids who really want to kind of maintain a little bit more control anyway. It's just, the world's a little bit crazy right now. So this may be helpful for that. I've also got over here this very large schedule choice chart that I put together quite a while ago for my son. And if you can see, the activities are numbered. He does actually put them in order based on his preference. And then whenever he's finished, he pulls it off, and it's complete. And whenever he's done, he's done. You might not have sentence strips, but I know that you have other things that you can do to kind of help keep kids on task by completing one activity at a time. But one of the questions that I get a lot is, well, how long are the breaks and what do we do for breaks? For your little guys, during the homeschool time, they're going to maybe need a few more breaks, but they're not going to need to be nearly as long. I recommend kind of keeping them at 5 minutes tops, just because more than that, and it's hard to get them back on task. During that time, there are really two kind of breaks you'll want to focus on. One of them is fun break, where they pick the activity, and the other is sensory break, especially for the little guys. And if you've got kids who are cooped up in the house, give them a chance to jump on the trampoline, give them a chance to set up some obstacle courses, let them run and jump. I know that there are several websites out there that talk about different types of sensory activities that kids can do, like wall push-ups and these kinds of things. Take a look at some of those, because that will help kids stay on task too. Now, during the activity time where they choose the task, you might want to make a menu of things that they could do for breaks, and then let them pick what they want from the menu before they complete their series of activities, so that way they know what they're working toward. Now, that's good for the little guys. If you've got kind of your middle-aged kid, middle-aged meaning, 8, 9, 10, they may want a little bit more independence during their break time. They may not want to follow some type of menu. I would encourage you to kind of stay away from the digital, because they're probably going to be, ramping up their digital stuff for school anyway. But, you can also give them a few choices, or just let them have some chill time where they, stop and play with something else, whatever. About 15 minutes for those, for kids of that age. If you have a high school kid, middle school kid, let them do a morning and afternoon school time, and let them choose kind of what they're going to do during their chill time. They're going to want some of that independence anyway. I also recommend that you don't kind of hover over their homeschool. Let them practice being independent, because it's something they're going to need to do in college anyway. Let them check back in with you. And also, you can check in with them maybe once a day. Okay, so what do you do with the rest of the day then? You got the 2 hours done. What do you do with the rest of the day? I recommend not pressuring yourself to overschedule. You don't need to schedule every single moment of their day and keep them occupied. It's actually really, really developmentally very good to let kids figure out what they want to do on their own. Let them be a little bored. Pull out a ream of paper or scrap paper, or use toilet paper rolls, because I'm sure we've got plenty of those around here. Make rockets, whatever. Tape, glue, colors, and let them use their imagination. There are online recipes for homemade Play-Doh, all of those kinds of things. Set the time that you want them to do screen time, and then let them play. Let them figure out some things to do on their own. I think that in the long run, they're going to definitely have memories of this time, as will you. They may come out of it with a certain amount of fondness that we might not have, if we give them a chance to just, be kids for a little bit, to play and to learn, and also to use their imagination. I would love to speak with any of you that have any questions, need some extra support. want a copy of my schedule choice chart so you can modify it as you need to, I would be happy to provide that. All you need to do is email me, CONNECT, at lisabrackin, BRACKIN.com. I've also got my website, www.lisabrackin.com. And yeah, I'm here in the community, ready to help. Thanks.